Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Taisho's Alice Snow White Shroud. Now, I really hope we can finish this game by today, so that way tomorrow I can go back to Grand Bazaar because I already want to play that game. But yeah, last we left off, we were stuck in a flashback scene of Snow White meeting Ryoshi. So yeah, Ishiko.
漁師は妹にせがまれて本を読んであげたことない？
And one night after we talked about the riddle, I asked yet another question about his sister.
また妹の話か。
また妹の話だ。
He looks utterly aggravated. I would be too, like if I befriended a kid and all they could ask about is the sibling I have an inferiority complex with, I would also probably react like him. I don't blame him. To be fair, I had asked him questions about her every single night since he first mentioned her, so I could understand the irritation. But I couldn't help it. I needed to ask. Unfortunately, he didn't seem to have figured it out yet.
別にそんなこともなかったな。前に言っただろ。年が離れてる上に、そもそもあいつとはあまり会話を交わしたこともなかった。
でも、妹が本を好きだったことは知ってたんでしょ？きっと、君の妹ならすぐに答えられたよ。
Poor Yoshi. He didn't seem to appreciate the comparison because he scowled slightly. I get it, Yoshi, poor baby. This was a feeling I could relate to painfully hard because I didn't like being compared to others either.
漁師は俺と似てるんだよ。赤いものが嫌いなことも、アリスにコンプレックスを抱いていることも。
意味がわからねえな。
And you're quick to lie too. Sadly, like all good things, our fun times together eventually came to an end.
ようやくわかった。
One night, it finally happened.
それは誰にでも持てるもの。だけど、手に入れれば一瞬で消えてしまう。それは誰にでも見えるもの。だけど、目を開ければ、跡形もなくなくなってしまう。答えは、
Finally!
夢だ。
That took you a while.
正解。
Having finally guessed correctly, Ryoshi heaved a giant sigh of relief and shrank down into a little ball.
よくわかったね。一生当たらないと思ってた。
So rude!
嘘つけ。
He grumbled up at me. Normally he was always looking down at me, so this made a night for a nice change of pace.
お前はずっと、俺にヒントをくれてたんだな。
His voice carried a tiny hint of amusement.
お前が何を考えてるかわからないが、約束は約束だ。これでもう、ガキが夜遅く出歩くんじゃねえぞ。
漁師は、なぜこんな子供が夜に出歩いてると思ってる？
I couldn't let myself cling to him.
また問いかけか。いい加減。家にいたくないからだろ。
そうだ。漁師と一緒だよ。
I couldn't let myself ask for his help. If I cared about him at all, I was better off cutting ties entirely.
親に何かされてんのか？
違う。
My voice came out unusually sharp.
俺が母様との約束を破ったんだ。外に出てはいけないって言われてたのに、俺が破ってしまった。
I still don't understand that part. Like, did he sleepwalk outside? Because he said he doesn't remember, so I'm just really confused.
俺は悪い子なんだよ。母様に嫌われてもしょうがない。
お前の母親ってのはどこにいる？家か？
そうだよ。
しょうがねえ。行くぞ。
Ryoshi rose to his feet and offered me his hand.
どこへ？
お前の家だよ。このご時世。よそ様の家のことに突っ込むのは良くないと思ってたが、ここまで関わったんだから、最後まで付き合うぞ。確かに約束を破ったのは悪いことかもしれないが、少なくとも俺はお前が悪い奴だなんて思わない。
本当に俺が悪かったら？
その時は
Aww.
俺が一緒に謝ってやる。
I really like Ryoshi. He's so nice. I rose to my feet without his assistance.
怪物と戦う者はその過程で自分自身も怪物になることのないように気をつけなくてはならない。深淵を覗くとき、深淵もまたこちらを覗いているのだ。
は？なんだ急に。
知らない？漁師からもらった本に書いてあった言葉だよ。
ああ、そういえばそんなことも書いてあったような気がするな。で、それがなんだ？
漁師は優しすぎるんだよ。
I couldn't drag him down with me. Despite all his nagging, he was a kind person deep down, and if he learned the truth, he'd regret ever speaking to me.
おい、どこに？
おいでよ、漁師。正解を当てたご褒美だ。今から俺の秘密を見せてあげる。
Poor Ryoshi has to see the mom's rotting corpse. I do
よう
not
こそ、俺の家へ。
I do not want to be Ryoshi right now.
この家を訪れたのは、漁師が初めてだよ。
これは。
As soon as I opened the door, Ryoshi started to gag. No surprise there. I was used to it since I lived here, but for a visitor, it was probably a bit too much. After all, the whole house reeked of garbage and decay. I never wanted anyone to have to see this, but a promise is a promise.
ただいま母様。今日は友人を連れてきたよ。
As we walked inside, I called out to my mother, sleeping in the living room. Naturally, I would need to introduce her to my new friend.
お前。
Ryoshi froze on the spot, his face white as sheet.
どうしたの？早くこっちに来なよ。
Upon closer inspection, I realized his legs were shaking. No surprise there either. After all, Ryoshi had a weak stomach when it came to this sort of thing. So I really didn't blame him for feeling frightened.
お前は正気なのか？
His voice trembled.
漁師は変なことを言うんだね。
Hard to lose something I didn't have to begin with. Ever since the day I discovered the truth, I realized that my entire existence was a mistake.
ねえ、母様。
I called out to her as she slept. Naturally, she didn't answer.
それは。
Ryoshi struggled to find his voice.
母様だよ。俺のたった一人の母親だ。
His expression twisted. The way he stared at us, you would think he was looking at some kind of hideous monster.
母様、彼はアリス漁師って言うんだ。母様が大好きな物語の主人公の名前と同じだよ。漁師には妹がいるんだ。きっと母様が見たら喜ぶと思うよ。だって彼女は俺から見てもお姫様のようだったから。
ちょっと待て。
Ryoshi shouted.
よく聞け。それはお前の母親だったかもしれないが、今は違う。
違う？
お前がいくら語りかけても返事はしない。それはお前の母親じゃなくてただの死体だ。
At this, I carefully examined my mother. There was no sign of her former beauty beneath all this ugliness.
死か。ねえ漁師、死というものは何だろう？ 確かに、美しかった母はもういない。けれど、自分の記憶には美しかった頃の母が、優しかった頃の母が今もありありとしている。それでも、母様は死んでいると思う？
当たり前だどんなに人の記憶に残ったとしても、人間は器がなければ生きてることにならないんだよ。
Yeah. I laughed through my nose. Plastic Roshi.
器がなければ生きてることにならないというのなら、俺も本当は死んでいるのかもしれないね。
何を言って。
Just then I spotted the apple pie on the table.
そうだ。母様が作ってくれたアップルパイがあるんだ。漁師も食べる？
Okay, like, didn't his mother die for years? How come he still has an apple pie? Like, even if he ate only like a sliver each day, that still lasted like years? There's only like such big pie diameter that you can make in one time in your oven, no? Like, surely his mom didn't make a giant ass fucking apple pie that he can eat into for years. That's crazy. This pie was her specialty, but now it was...
よせ！やめろ！
I ignored his warnings and took a bite. No matter how many times I try, I'll never get used to this taste. With each bite, I fought the urge to puke. Ultimately, my stomach rejected it anyway. Tears blurred my vision.
まあ、こんなもの食べられないよね。
After all, the apple pie was as rotten as my mother's corpse.
こっちに来い！
The next thing I knew, Roshi grabbed me by the arm. Considering how frightened he was, I was surprised he was still trying to protect me.
ダメだよ。
With a smile, I shook my head.
漁師も分かっただろう。俺はとっくに狂っているんだよ。
そんなこと。
Who killed mother? 俺だよ。俺が母様を殺したんだ。
The day I disobeyed her and went outside, I came back to find her staring at me with cold, unfeeling eyes. A chill ran down my spine. Then my heart began to pound and my palms started to sweat. I put a hand on her shoulder and called out to her. She didn't move a muscle and her body felt like ice. I couldn't believe it. I refused to believe it. But real life was not that merciful. I was weak and powerless to do anything. In the end, Snow White was neither a princess nor a prince.
それでも、まだ漁師は俺を助けたいと思う。
Yes?
当たり前だ。
Hiroshi, I like you so much.
どんな事情があったか知らないが、言っただろう。俺はお前を悪い奴だとは思わない。確かにお前は口は悪いし、態度もそっけなくて気まぐれで本当に可愛げのないガキだよ。俺はガキは嫌いだし、お前と話しててもそれは変わらない。でもな、俺もお前と会うたびにだんだんとお前と一緒にいると楽しいって思うようになったんだよ。
Yoshi is such a good boy.
なぜかって、そりゃお前が人のことを思いやれるいいやつだからに決まってんだろ。お前はいつでも人のことを気にかけていただろう。俺のことも会ったこともない妹のこともな。俺は年は離れてはいるが、お前のことを友人だと思っている。弟みたいに思ってる。お前に何があったのか俺にはわからない。だがな、話を聞くことくらい俺にだってできるんだよ。
ありがとう。俺も漁師のことを友人だと思っているよ。
We are still here, I see. Welcome, Bomberfish. Yeah, we're at the time where Finally, Ryoshi met Mother and saw Snow White trying to eat the rotten apple pie. So yeah, it's finally picking up. He was the first and only person to acknowledge me as an individual.
漁師は漁師の仕事に向いていないと言っていたけれど、俺は向いてると思ったよ。漁師は無神経だし、無遠慮だし、おせっかいで鈍感だけど芯が強く、人の弱さを知っている。何も血を見るだけが漁師の仕事じゃないしね。
だったら
I shook my head and stepped away from him.
だけど、
No.
残念だ。俺は今ここで死ぬ。
あ、何言って。
I picked up a piece of the apple pie on the table.
これはなんだかわかる？毒リンゴだよ。
Yeah, it's pretty fucking rotten.
有名な童話にあるだろう。白い雪みたいなお姫様の話。いくら漁師でもそれくらいは知ってるだろう。
She was one of my mother's favorite princesses, and she was my namesake.
まあ、俺は男だからお姫様じゃないけどね。
In the fairy tale, the queen transforms into an old hag to give Snow White an apple. When she takes a bite, she falls to the floor and never opens her eyes again. Poor sweet princess. Rejected by her own mother.
これを食べれば、白雪という存在はいなくなる。
The fuck do you mean?
いなくなるって。
Yoshi scoffed. He didn't seem to understand what I meant. Then he took a step forward.
近づくな!
He froze in place. Come to think of it, this was quite possibly the loudest I had ever shouted in my entire life. I looked him in the eyes and spoke, my voice perfectly calm.
これでよかったんだ。俺がいれば、俺以外の誰かを不幸にさせてしまう。俺がこの辛い気持ちを引き受けることで、他の誰かが楽になれるのなら、それでいい。
What does that mean?
漁師、今までありがとう。少しの間だったけど、楽しかったよ。漁師のおかげで、俺だけが知っている楽しい記憶が増えた。タバコ。気づいてたよ。漁師はさ、自分が両親と似ていないから、好きでもないタバコを吸って、一生懸命似せようとしているんだろ。
Yoshi.
どんな自分でも、自分は本当の子供なんだって認めてほしかったんだよね。その気持ちはわかるよ。だって、俺も同じだから。
I wanted her to see me as me. Not as a princess or a prince, but as Snow White.
君の妹、アリス・ユリカに一度会ってみたかったな。
A princess I never knew. A princess with pretty eyes. Every time Ryoshi told me about her, my curiosity deepened. She was the fairy tale protagonist my mother always wanted.
バイバイ。
And with that, I took a bite of the apple pie. The poison coursed through my body and consumed my consciousness.
白雪!
Ryoshi screamed my name, but he ate from it earlier. And all he did was vomit. I don't understand. No one else had ever called me that, not even my mother. Oh shit. Hi, welcome, Night of Beauty. Yeah, we're at like the height of the route. As I began to black out, his voice slowly faded. Blood made him uncomfortable, yet he approached me nonetheless. What did I enter on? So basically, Ryoshi had found this kid, Snow White, every day at the lake. And once he finally visited Snow White's house, he found that he had been living with a decomposing corpse of his own mother. And right now the kid is trying to say bye, and he ate a rotten apple pie, and right now he's losing consciousness. I don't know. I don't know as well. I wanted to reach out to him, but I couldn't. My body refused to cooperate. And then everything went dark. There he is.
ここは、
よ、
漁師。
久しぶりに目覚めた気分はどうだ？
Oh god, good job, Snow White. It's wild. Honestly, it's really wild. But this route is super funny. They even mocked Gretel, so I love it immediately. I laughed so loud.
彼女は？
彼女って誰のことだ？
アリス・ユリカだよ。君の妹の。
His clothes is different compared to the one in the dream
ユリ
world.
カ。
How can you move? Like, after sleeping for a while? Did your muscles not atrophy? Oh, good morning, Snow White. Breakfast is ready.
君は、本当のアリス・ユリカ。
It's so tame compared to Gretel's crazy. It's so tame compared to Gretel's crazy and Yurika's crazy in Kaguya's route. It all felt like a lie. And the plot is actually really cool. Like right now, we're getting like parallels because it seems like Snow White and Red Riding Hood's moms are the same. Which is weird because they never mentioned having two kids. And then there was like a time where Snow White actually put on a red cloak to go outside. So it's very interesting. Like, I don't understand. Like, are they twins? I'm confused. Yeah. Yep, in the flesh.
じゃあ、夢の中であったアリス・ユリカはもう。
I know, right? What I saw earlier was really good. Yeah, I saw your comment. Yeah, it's super fun. Aww. Why are you crying?
だって、俺が夢から目覚めたら、彼女は消えてしまう。
Imagine your crush crying in front of you about the dream you that he had. I don't know what to feel.
本物じゃなかったかもしれないけど、半分は本物だったかもしれないけど、それでも、俺が今まで話していたのは、夢の中のアリス・ユリカなんだ。
So you fell in love with the Yurika in your dream, huh?
そうだよ。
So tell me, you said you always wanted to meet me in person, right? So why didn't you ever summon me as a character in your story? But he did. You were there in the dream with him. What?
それは。
I know you could have. All you would have to do was turn to the mirror and ask. One can say that a dream is a reproduction of or recreation of our memories. In most cases, the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. Yurika, please! Dreams can't give you knowledge you didn't already have, but they can use your past experiences to create something new, right? I mean, your mom and my brother were there, right? So if you wanted to see me so badly, why was I left out?
俺が君を登場させなかったのは、多分怖かったからだ。君は俺にとって憧れのお姫様だったから。俺は君のことを知っているけど、それは人から聞かされた知識に過ぎない。俺は
君と実際に話したこともなければ、見たこともない。芸能人と一緒だよ。
Yeah.
画面越しに君という存在がいて、確かに自分と同じ世界にいることを知っているけど、友達にも、ましてや、恋人にもなれない。
Well then, what's the harm in being friends with me in your dreams?
それは嫌だったんだ。俺は、君を美化することは嫌だった。
It's a little too late for that, darling.
きっと、こんな性格で、こんな風に振る舞うだろう。想像するのは簡単だよ。でもそうすると、君の真実の姿を知らずに、美化した君を好きになってしまう。そうなると、実際に君と会ったとき、現実の君に幻滅してしまうかもしれない。おかしいよね。俺は二度と目覚めないつもりでいたのに。
How can you like fall into a coma with just eating a rotten apple pie though? And you weren't in a hospital too. I'm so confused.
もしかしたら、俺は君にいつか会えるかもしれないと無意識に思っていたのかもしれない。
You did. You met the real non-idealized Yurika Arisu.
夢の中でね。知ってるよ。君がずっと外側から語りかけていたんだって。だから俺は夢の中でアリス・ユリカに出会えたんだ。
What do you think of Dreamy anyhow?
見た目はおとなしいのにおてんばでよく喋って想像しくてとても魅力的な女の子だったよ。
Do I seem any different from her?
違わないよ。でも肝心なところが全然違う。
What's that?
思い出だよ。
That's true.
君にはなくて彼女にはあるもの。そしてその思い出こそが彼女を好きになった理由だ。
That sounds about right. Yeah.
夢の中の出来事を思い出というのは少し妙な気もするけれどね。
This is so crazy though. Like him just talking about, yeah, I dreamt about you. I fell in love with that one. Not you know, fuck you. But like the dream you, God, she's amazing. Like it's so awkward to hear this as Yurika, no?
どうして笑ってるの？
I'm just happy to hear that you love me. Rest assured, I'm still the same Yurika Arisu you knew.
どういうこと？
夢はまだ続いてるってことだ。
Huh?
謎かけは得意なんじゃなかったのか？
漁師。
I'm so confused.
得意だけど今は少し頭がぼんやりしてるんだ。
Well, you only just woke up. Yurika is a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I don't understand what's going on. The MC is crazy, so she probably didn't think much about that. That's true. That's true. Yurika is kind of low-key dumb. She probably just, the heck, you fell in love with me. And like didn't hear the rest. Sounds like her.
目覚めたってやっぱりここは現実なんじゃ。夢が続いているなら何から目覚めたって言うんだよ。
Bro, I'm also confused.
悪夢から。
It's the same thing. Oh my god. You know what? No, it's okay. I'm too much of a skeptic to do this. Okay, sorry. We'll just keep going.
悪夢。
白雪、お前はずっと悪夢を見続けていたんだよ。6年前、お前は魔法の鏡を覗いてしまった。
Like a real magic mirror, or is this like another fucking term? Like a random, what was it, metaphor? I never know if it's a metaphor or if they're talking like actually. Like, it's so difficult for me to differentiate that. This is a metaphor.
そして真実を知った。なぜ自分が母親に嫌われてしまったのか。なぜ不思議な夢を見たのか。それは自身のアイデンティティを揺るがすほどの大きなものだった。お前は口は悪いがいいやつだ。お前は人の気持ちがわかるから、時に自分を犠牲にして相手を優先してしまう。
What are they talking about, guys? Am I just dumb? What do you mean sacrifice yourself by what? Eating a rotten apple pie? Is that a sacrifice? I'm so confused.
真実を知ったお前は、辛くて苦しい記憶と感情を一人で抱え込んだまま眠りにつくことを選んだ。
I don't think the game even knows if something is a metaphor half the time. Maybe.
俺としては、お前がそれでいいならいいと思っていた。眠ることで嫌なことに蓋できるのなら、それも正しい選択だと思った。それじゃあ何も解決しないことも分かっていながらな。白雪、ただ眠ってるだけでは心の傷は治らないんだよ。夢の中でも食事が取れなかったのはそのせいだ。お前はトラウマを抱えたまま、夢は悪夢に変わってしまった。そんなお前の心を救うただ一つの方法。
Love?
それは、お前が会いたいと願っていた運命のお姫様に出会うことだ。
Sorry, I have like zero suspension of disbelief, so I'm tweaking just a little bit from like how stupid this sounds, but okay.
でも、普通ならそれは叶わない。
We're fine.
なぜなら、お前は眠っているからだ。
Same. God, I'm not alone.
けど彼女は不
Ow.
可能を可能に変えた。言わなくても今はわかるよ。鏡を利用したん
What
だね。
mirror? What do you mean?
それに俺の中にあるアリス・イリカの記憶も
Like, was she whispering to a mirror? I'm so confused.
ああ、そうだ。鏡はお前を不幸にさせたけど、お前を救ってくれた。
なぜユリカに救われたはずの俺がまだ夢を見ているのか。きっと本当の俺がまだ眠ったままなんだね。
What? But you're here. What, huh? But you're here. Is this also a dream?
俺はいつの間にか夢の中で夢を見ていた。だから新しい物語が読めなかったんだ。
What? What is going on?
とりあえず理屈は分かった。でも夢はまだ続いているということは、ここにいる漁師も君も本物じゃないんだね。
I see. A dream within a dream then. Oh my god, I hated Inception. My English teacher made me watch Inception. I lost track of how many dreams they entered, so I just gave up and like played by myself. Like I couldn't even pay attention anymore. I'm just not even letting myself think at this point. Yeah, I feel like there's like a clue we don't have right now that would explain it, but right now I'm just confused.
なら俺はまだ鏡を見ているの？
About that, why don't we step outside, Snow White? Let's touch some grass. Oh, how cute! Oh, how cute! I love that. That is so cute, actually.
人がたくさんいる。どうして？
Because you let me into your heart. Just kidding, man, I wish. Girl, Yurika. Snow White, you have a lot more memories than you realize. You just don't remember them. You know the world is full of light, full of people. After all, you love to read about it. So how does it feel being outside?
とても気持ちがいい。
That's really cute. Yeah, I love it. Hikikomori touches grass for the first time. Trust me, the real world is even better.
でもそうしたら今度こそ本当に君は消えてしまう。
Why are we repeating this again? I once fell asleep in my dream once. All things lead to another. I ended up ignoring my mother waking me up for school because I thought she was just another nightmare. Your mom is a nightmare? Bad child. Yeah, probably. And when you wake up, you'll see the real me. Will you stop loving me?
それはありえない。
Here.
俺は君のことが好きだよ。だってずっと憧れていたんだ。
This would be a cute scene if it weren't for the fact that we've seen this 4 times by now. But that's not the same as love.
俺が君に恋したのは夢の中で君と出会ってからだ。
Remember what I told you? Love and being in love are not the same thing. Love is selfless.
覚えているよ。どんな欠点でもどんなに醜い部分でも包み込むものだろう。
Right.
君は夢から覚めても俺のそばにいて俺のことを好きになってくれる。
Yes, even after the dream ends, I'll still love you.
だから俺も君を愛せと。
If possible.
簡単に言うよね。それって実はすごく難しいことだよ。
Yeah, I know. So I won't beg you to.
わかった。俺は夢から覚めても君のそばにいて君のことを好きになるよ。
Ouch?
君を
Which part?
愛してるから。
Cool. Because I love you, and he used aishiteru, and she's like, cool. Thanks, bro. Yurika, I swear. Never mind, I was sweet. Not anymore.
お腹が空いた。
I think I would just die if like I confessed my love for a guy and he's just like, cool. I would just die, bro. Let's go back and get you some breakfast. Since we're all eating it together, I bet it'll taste great.
そうだね。ゆりか、君の作った料理がずっと食べたかったんだ。
You did though, in the dream at least. And then you puked all over.
リンゴ
Oh
は
my god, it's you again.
禁断の果実でもあると言われている。
Yurika the crazy mood killer. No, for real though.
禁断の果実とは知恵の木の果実のことだ。知恵の木の実を食べると神々に等しき善悪の知識を得ることができるらしい。すべてを知ることは必ずしも良いことではない。現に禁断の果実を食べたせいで人間は楽園を追われることになった。そして人間は必ず死ぬようになり、男には労働の区域が与えられた。
Imagine having to work.
慰めてくれるの？
Cutie.
君はいい子だね。それはさておき、毒リンゴによって 悪夢を見るようになった王子様は、お姫様のキスによって救われました。
What kiss? She kissed Snow White's mom's cheek one time. No, wait, she kissed Snow White. Never mind. I only remember her kissing the mom. But they're still in a dream right now. I want to see them in real life.
おめでとう、ヒロインちゃん。いつまでもずっと幸せに。
Once upon a time in the Looking Glass world, there lived a peculiar boy. He was slight of build, with skin as white as snow and lips as red as an apple. He was so beautiful, he looked like a prince from a picture book. No one else could possibly compare. But he was unaware of just how handsome he was. Why? Because he never went into the outside world. The boy lived with his mother in a little cabin in the woods. His mother was a beautiful woman with the skin as white as snow, cheeks as red as a rose, and hair as dark as ebony wood. She was a child at heart. She loved flowers, fairy tales, and all things romantic, magical, and sparkly. And her son loved her very much. One day she said to him, "Now listen here. You have to watch the house while I'm gone, understand? And if anyone knocks on the door, don't let them in, no matter what." The boy obeyed his mother, stayed inside, and read books all day long. Frills, lace, and ribbons. A big castle, pretty dresses. Real life wasn't as fanciful as the picture books, but he was happy living with his mother. One day his mother took him outside with her for the first time. Everything was new and exciting, and everyone he met was very kind to him. He wondered why he received such special treatment, but when he looked in the mirror, he realized that he and his mother looked very different. From there, everything around him changed. His clean house slowly filled with trash, and his beautiful mother steadily grew more and more weary. They still haven't explained this part, by the way. I still don't understand why, him looking in the mirror equals his mom getting ugly and tired. And as her beauty faded, she came to resent her son. "Now listen here. You're not like all the other kids. You're a precious angel. That's why you mustn't play outside. The world is filled with wicked wolves, and you can never trust them. So if one of them talks to you, be sure to ignore them. You have to watch the house while I'm gone, understand? And if anyone knocks on the door, don't let them in, no matter what." More than ever, she refused to let her son outside. Meanwhile, the boy continued to obey her and stay home. And yet, whenever she came home from work, she would yell at him. He didn't understand why she was angry with him. He didn't know what had changed her. Eventually, the boy began to have dreams about the outside world. In his dreams, he ran around freely. Then one day, he awoke to find himself outside. He didn't know how he got there. Frightened, he went home. But when he got there, he found his mother's haggard corpse. With no one else to turn to, the boy simply continued to live with her dead body. His favorite treat, apple pie, was sitting on the table. One bite was enough to make him sick. He was hungry, but he couldn't eat. He was too afraid to eat. Then he sensed someone in the mirror, and when he apprehensively looked over, he found an ugly, grimy boy staring back at him. So he asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, whose reflection do you hold?" At this, the boy in the mirror replied, "It's me." Also, this part, because when he looked into the mirror, he saw Alice. And then it changed to his reflection. It's like, what the fuck was that? Instantly, the boy realized the truth. He realized why his mother never wanted him to leave home, and why she seemed to reject him whenever she laid eyes on him. It was because he wasn't her real child. Unable to bear it, the boy fled from the house. As he washed himself in the lake, a young man appeared. When he asked the boy for his name, the boy introduced himself as Snow White. The young man, Ryoshi, was very kind to Snow White. Ryoshi was born with unusual looks, and Snow White felt like he could relate. Ryoshi explained that he had a younger sister who, like him, looked different from everyone else. When Snow White saw a picture of her, he thought she looked like a princess from a picture book. After a few days, Snow White confessed everything to Hiroshi and bid him farewell. Snow White was planning to travel deep into the Looking Glass world and never return. Then he took a bite of his mother's apple pie, collapsed to the floor, never to open his eyes again. More than a decade. A decade?! Snow White lived a quiet life as the prince of the Looking Glass world, a dream where everything was topsy-turvy. In the dream, his mother loved him, and Hiroshi was there to help him. Now and then he would visit the lake and gaze out at the world under the water, but he had no intention of ever going back. After all, the Looking Glass world reflected everything he wanted to see. He decided he was happier in a world that gave him everything he wanted, even if it was all an illusion. Besides, he knew that nothing good would happen if he returned to the outside world. However, on his way home from the lake one night, he encountered a princess he had seen in his dreams. At first, he was alarmed to see that she had grown up, but as they got to know one another, they discovered the truth about each other. The princess had learned of Snow White through Hiroshi, and so she had manifested in his dream in order to save him. Eventually, she realized that every single person within the Looking Glass world was a mirror reflection of Snow White himself, and so the mirror began to crack. Luxurious mansion transformed into a little cabin full of trash, and the beautiful prince was reduced to an ugly, grimy boy. But the princess didn't care one whit, and so she woke him with a kiss. When he opened his eyes, for some reason he found he was still dressed as a prince. Hastily, he searched for the princess and soon found her happily making breakfast. Then Hiroshi arrived and explained the situation. When Snow White realized he was still dreaming, he feared that perhaps he was still talking to his own reflection. But the princess took him outside and said, "Even after the dream ends, I'll still love you." And so, with a kiss from the princess, nightmare turned into a sweet dream, and the prince was saved. I thought Snow White's story is a bit over the top, but after searching on the internet, the most recent case like him actually happened in April 2025. Isn't that crazy? Really? Like living with a dead corpse in their house? That's so sad. So he went into a coma? Huh? Toss his hand, raise his hand, whatever the phrase is. No, like, I'm trying to understand, because, like, I would understand if he went into a coma. But a coma inside his house, not in an assisted medical care? How is he eating and whatnot? Like, how is he maintaining his life with it? And also, again, the parallels to Red Riding Hood's story and the fact that his face was Alice for a moment. Like, are they all the same person? But then that doesn't make sense, does it? I'm just confused. Very confused. Sorry for the wait, here's the hot fruit punch you ordered.
ありがとう。
Are you sure this is all? There's plenty of other stuff.
うん。これが良かったんだ。確かにアップルパイも好きだけど、それは母様が俺のために作ってくれたから好きだったに過ぎない。これは君が初めて俺のために作ってくれたものだろ。だから、これからはホットフルーツポンチが一番俺の好きなものだ。
Big brain idea, what if? Like, everything that happened in the Looking Glass world is like a dream world. So, because all of our routes are during the... Like, they are all made in the Looking Glass world. So therefore, if there's a real life and the Looking Glass world, that means the Looking Glass world is a dream. And therefore, all the routes so far are just illusions? Simulations? So it's all fake. Even Gretel caging us was just a dream. Right? A coma can be triggered by an injury, etc. But a fucking apple pie? The hell? Right? And right before, when Ryoshi came into the room, he ate the apple pie and he just vomited. He didn't even get into a coma, but right now he went into a coma. It's like, I don't fucking understand. Like, did he hit his head or something? I'm so confused. But you haven't even tried it yet.
わかるよ。確定事項だと言ってもいい。好きな人の手料理なんだ。たとえまずくても、美味しいって言うよ。
If it tastes like puke, then you'd better tell me, mister. How else am I supposed to improve?
わかった。まずいときは、素直にまずいって言うよ。
And also again, this is like something I've already said before, but like, okay, the mom made apple pie and then she died, whatever. But he stayed like that for years, right? Wait, no. He stayed asleep for years, but I don't think the apple pie was there for years. Cause my argument was like, even if she made like a giant fucking apple pie, surely it wouldn't sustain him for years. But I think the timeline is his mom made apple pie, she died, and then he ran away from home. No, he stayed at home, stressed out, and then he went out and met Ryoshi, and it all happened in a span of a week, maybe? Or a month? And then Ryoshi came to his house and found out that he's been eating rotten apple pie all this time. And then he fell asleep from eating the rotten apple pie. I think that's the timeline. I sound so fucking stupid, but that's the plot, baby. I fell in love with you in a dream, but you in real life is not the one I love. That's still the craziest confession I ever heard, though. It's okay because Yurika also went cool when he said he loves her. So like they both suit each other.
というわけで、食べさせて。
Bruh. Right here?
ここで。そんなに注意深く周りを確認しなくても、漁師はいないよ。彼はああ見えて空気が読める。今頃、どこかでタバコでも吸ってるんじゃない？
I really like Ryoshi. He's such a good boy. Limos, hi! Welcome!
それに見られたっていいじゃないか。俺と君は、恋人同士なんだから。
Dating?
嫌なの
？Of course I do.
じゃあほら、ゆりか、オンして。
Crazy. Say, How is it?
甘い。
Oh yeah, it's a fruit punch.
でも、さっぱりしている。
Well yeah, it's fruit punch, girl. Pick something else. You don't like it?
気になる？
Tell me, I'm dying.
なら、君も食べてみればいいじゃないか。
Steam is on autumn sales. I'm looking at some Danganronpa games. Which one? I like the first one the most still. The second one, I still watched a playthrough of. And the third one, I just gave up halfway. And then the Danganronpa girls or something like that, I watched a playthrough of. But that was about it, I think. That's all of the Danganronpa content, game content, I assumed. I consumed, sorry. Finished 1 and 2? I see. Who do you like? We have to compare favorites. Left halfway on 3 too. I see. Oh, if you like Danganronpa games, I highly recommend Your Turn to Die. It is made by Nankidai, and I think the art style is what turned people off from it. But it is so good. It is like Danganronpa, but better, in my opinion. It is like 999, Zero Escape, but better. It's so good, and I cried so hard on the first case. But yeah, it's very good. I highly recommend it. I would never play it by myself because I'm scared and I would cry. But I do watch people play it, and it's so good. Yeah. Huh? Oh my god! Wait, the way he grabbed her hand though! Wait, I kinda like that. The That is crazy. I tried all those already. You already played Your Turn to Die? Isn't it good? I love it.
どう？お味の方は？
That's crazy. That's crazy. He's crazy. I'm crazy. I see. Interesting. Very yummy. Really sweet.
そうだね。すごく美味しいよ。
Wow. No, really. It's insane.
どうしたの？顔が真っ赤だけど。
He did something right. Yep, he did. Do you like kisses, my prince?
好きだよ。
Oh my god.
するのもされるのもね。
Bro, girl, in public? I mean, in public? Are you? Yeah. Okay. Okay. I see.
美味しい。
Yum yum is crazy. Do not translate it to yum yum. What the fuck? Yum yum. The translation, he just said it's delicious with his yum yum. Looks like I keep. I'm just in time. No, you're definitely in time. He's going yum yum. So fucking funny. Why not just write delicious? Why do you have to say yum yum? Sorry, I'm so amused by this.
君は自分からするのはいいのに、されるのは苦手なんだ。
Yummy would be better. Like I would take yummy over yum yum. Yum yum is just really funny. Yum yum yum. What are you, 3? Insane. I just wasn't expecting it. That's all.
君も
What do you mean?
不意打ちだったけど。俺も君の店で働こうかな。
What?
晴れて俺も自由の身なんだし、これからは好きなことをしてみようかなって。俺の好きなことは本を読むことだけど、それじゃあ今までと何も変わらないからね。他に興味があることなんて特にないけど、君が楽しそうに兄弟の話をしているときに、なんとなくいいなって思ったんだ。
Kyodai hanashi? Stories about brothers, siblings? Multiple? Aw, Snow White.
あ、でも、俺何もできないよ。料理も、掃除も洗濯も、針仕事も、王子様だったからね。でも、やってみるよ。俺は不器用だから、うまくできないかもしれないけど、できるまで努力する。何度も挑戦する。いつまでも君におんぶに抱っこじゃ、格好がつかないだろ。俺は、君の王子様なんだから。君の前では、かっこよく振る舞いたいんだ。
Oh, that's so cute! I love the chibi! Ah, the chibis really heal my heart. It's okay. It's okay if the story is weird because the chibis are great. I love the chibis so much. Snow White happy ending! Yay! Now it's time for us to actually go through the bad ending. Dude, yes, the chibi is so cute! I love it! There is 6 bad endings. So we will be doing that after I come back from the toilet. So be right back. So, since we only have 6 bad endings, and I believe we can go through bad endings pretty quickly, so I might actually play Grand Bazaar in between until it's time for Unli. If there is time. Ask if there's anything he hates. Is there anything you absolutely cannot stand?
嫌いなもの。
Oh, previously. Okay, and then not sure. I'm not sure about that. Sometimes they can be real jerks to me.
ゆりかさん。
Rad! In the distance, I heard Red say my name in a displeased tone.
愛されてるじゃないか。
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe my joke went a little too far. Do you think Snow White is a loser? Yes. Yeah, kinda. I answered honestly. You need to be able to tie a knot. You never know when it'll come handy. I wagged my fingers at him. But it's admirable that you're trying your best regardless. Pretty long, but yeah, like there's still a lot of unanswered questions in this route, and I'm just wondering when they'll actually answer it, because we have a lot of unanswered questions since like the first route, maybe like since Gretel's route, I would say, in Kaguya. There's like a lot of unanswered questions that they haven't touched at all. This is really long. Bashful. His gentle tone, his soft smile, this wasn't like him at all. Are you the evil twin? Oh, there's a plot twist.
バカっぽい子だとは思ってたけど。君って本物のバカを。
Oi. He shot me an icy look. So it is you. Sorry about that. Nobody's insults stung quite like my prince's. If he's not your Prince Charming, then what is he? I don't know. What does that mean? Did he not approve of how I viewed him? I fell silent. He averted his gaze and hung his head. Okay then, Snow White? Then my prince, Snow White, looked at me and nodded silently. Apparently that was the right answer.
君と出会ってから、なんだか、いろいろとおかしくなった。こんなはずじゃなかった。責任、取ってよ。
What? I owe you? Okay, that's the same. And then, will you play Snow White's game? No. No can do! I refused firmly. I feel like he had disrespected my feelings for him by suggesting some stupid game. But as for Snow White...
なら、俺がこれ以上ここにいても、意味がないね。
He rose to his feet. What?
バイバイ。
Without a moment of hesitation, he started to walk past me. Hold it right there! On reflex, I grabbed his arm.
何?
His cold eyes reflected my panic. He was testing me. And if I let him go, I would probably never see him again. I changed my mind. I'll play your game, please. I hastily changed my tune And as I gazed into his eyes, it felt as though he might just see right through me. I didn't know what he was thinking or why he wanted me to do this, but I was willing to do anything for him. His thin lips curled into a smirk.
あるところに
I'm so confused because for bad end too, they want me to repeat above. What the fuck does that mean? I'm so confused. I can't even read guides, right? Do you like the way you look? No. Not really. I smelled stiffly.
そうなんだ
Offered me a sympathetic nod.
俺は好きだよ君の宝石のような目もふわふわとした柔らかな髪も全部君が君である証だ
Thank you. An icy breeze brushed past my cheek. Still like waters began to stir once more. But Snow White didn't let go of my hand. In spite of the wind, I was too still warm.
だけど自分の容姿は好きじゃない
I really like the mom's song. It's very whimsical. Do you feel warmer now? No. No, not at all. I shot back hastily. Suffice to say, I was just that nervous.
はあはあ
He exhaled against my fingers again in another attempt to warm them up. Why is that important? What sort of book would Snow White like the most? A literary book? I walked to the literary section and pulled a book from the shelf. And apparently this leads to a bad end. Just then, the front door opened and Red Riding Hood walked in.
ただいま戻りました。
Red, where were you? Mother is still alive! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
山へ山菜採りに出かけたのですが、思ったよりも大量に見つけることができて、帰るのが遅くなってしまいました。これでは、あなたのことを厳しく言えませんね。
What about Kaguya and Gretel?
二人がどうしたんですか？
Sad boy breathing ASMR? Sad boy where? You were gone when I came back to the house.
え？そんなはずは。かぐやには私が出かけている間、店番を頼んでいたんです。彼が約束を破るはずがありません。
Well, he's not here now. And that's not all. I haven't seen Gretel since this morning. Almost like they vanished off the face of the earth. Where is the sad boy breathing ASMR? Eh? Where did this world feel so wrong? Where was everyone? Why did my memories contradict theirs? I had so many questions and no answers. Ugh. Overcome with simmering terror, I dashed outside.
あ、おい！ゆりか！ゆりかさん！
Something was wrong with this world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? I stopped short and looked around. But it was too dark and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of deja vu. It wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. Just then, I heard a rustling sound nearby, and a dark mass came rushing straight toward me. Ah! Reflexively, I squeezed my eyes shut and braced myself, but no impact came. Meow! Timidly, I opened my eyes to find a single black cat sitting on my feet. Oh, hi, kitty. She rubbed up against my leg and meowed. Oh, baby. Where did you come from? I knelt down and scratched her chin.
やあ、ヒロインちゃん。
Hi, wizard. Huh?
今回は残念だったね。
Snow while trying to warm your hand is sad boy breathing ASMR, bruh. I see. I'm way past that point. When I read your comment, so I didn't really understand, but I see.
結構いい線いってると思ったんだけどな。
Who's there?
私は魔法使いさ。
The wizard?
ある時は援助者として、またある時は敵対者として。
Sometimes an
フ
enemy?
ァンタジーでは
When?
おなじみの存在だね。
I could hear the owner of the voice moving in the darkness. Stay back. Fearfully, I backed away.
やだな。そんなに警戒しないでよ。逃げても無駄だよ。
Why are you scary here, bro? Ah! Something wrapped around my leg and yanked me down to the ground. Ugh. A dull impact rippled through my limbs and I grimaced.
苦痛を感じるかい？
Hello, wizard! Of course I can feel pain.
へえ、そうなんだ。
What does that mean?
なら、心も傷つけば痛いのかな。
Obviously. Ugh. I tried to get up, but for some reason I couldn't summon my strength. So instead I glared up at him from the ground.
ごめんね。僕は痛みには疎いんだ。
Okay, good for you. Are you going to kill me?
君は素晴らしく勘がいい。
Why? Why?
君が知る必要はないさ。
Bro.
どうせ消えちゃうんだしね。
Well, I guess this is like Dream Yurika, so it's fine, but why? I need to know. If I'm about to die by your hand, then I need to know why.
へえ。
You see it in movies all the time, right? Before the villain kills the victim, he explains why he's doing it as a courtesy. That way the victim can accept their death. How did this dude appear in Snow White's dream? Hold up, does this mean we are trapped in Snow White's dream then? So this is basically Dream Yurika that was made by the real Yurika whispering to a fucking mirror into Snow White's coma. But in this bad ending, we don't know that we're in a dream because we have consistently answered wrong in Snow White's riddles. But I don't know how he knows the wizard.
そうなんだ。なら、メイドの土産に教えてあげよう。君は間違った選択をしてしまった。
Thanks.
君は王子様を救えなかった。だから、君はここで死んで、もう一度やり直さなければならない。ゲームと一緒さ。リセットボタンを押して最初からスタート。セーブしたところからでもいいね。
Video game? Reload? What are you talking about? They're breaking the fourth wall again.
君に与えられた役割は、王子様を救うお姫様になること。これは王子様を救う物語なんだよ。だから、王子様を救えなかった場合には、何度でも何度でもやり直してもらうしかない。
Wait, but when I retry, am I still me?
さあ、
That's
それ
actually
は僕にも
interesting.
わからないし、俺にとってはどうでもいいことだ。
To be honest, I don't really understand what you're talking about.
そうだろうね。
But I do understand this. Whoever you are, you're a very tragic man. Why? Why is he tragic? You're gonna get killed, Yurika.
かわいそう。僕が
You're acting as someone else's pawn, and you have no say in the matter.
そうだね。俺は俺という意志を最初から持ち合わせていない。
What the fuck does that mean, guys?
でも、それがどうかした？
His cold hands wrapped around my throat and squeezed hard. I struggled desperately, but the more I fought him, the harder it became to breathe. Snow White. That's crazy good. That's so pretty. What is this? The devs just don't know how to end this bad end? I'm so confused! Like, why is the wizard suddenly so suspicious? Bit by bit, my vision turned scarlet. As he strangled me, he looked down at me with emotionless eyes. And for some reason, despite him literally trying to kill me, I felt no anger nor fear. Instead, as I gazed into those empty eyes, all I felt was pity. Girl, you have better things to think about right now. I like this bad ending though.
これでおしまい。
Eh?
これでいいんだろう？女王様。
What, Joe-sama?
君の言う通り、
What?
僕は僕の役割を果たしたよ。次こそは王子様を救ってあげられるといいね。さあ、次こそは本当の物語を始めよう。
Is he talking to the player?
君はかわいそうなやつだな。
What the fuck? What are you doing there?
君も同じセリフを言うんだね。
君は彼女に最も嫌な役柄を押し付けられた使い勝手のいい駒だ。
I'm so confused.
うん、そうだね。でもそれが彼女の望みだから。
君はそれでもいいのか？
もともと俺に望みはなかったからね。
Is this the first time the wizard kills Yurika? Yes. Yes, it is. And it's the first time Alice appears in the bad ending, too.
私には何もなかった。けれど、彼女が俺に役割をくれた。ある時は援助者として、またある時は敵対者として、不可思議な力を使うことができる。
Bro, we accidentally triggered Wizard's backstory. No, for real though, it's just a bad ending.
筋書きに最も都合のいい存在。それが僕だ。これは偽物の物語。バッドエンド。本当の物語じゃない。
そうだな。彼女の物語はいつでも幸せを目指している。
僕は彼女の幸せのためのお手伝いをしているのさ。
I mean, yeah, all this time the wizard only appeared to tell and end the story. Yeah, he's like a narrator. And now he's actually actively killing Yurika.
この子と一緒にね。
そうか。
The cat?
いつか君にも君を救ってくれるお姫様が現れるといいね。
Two more routes, Alice. Wait for me.
なぜ僕にお姫様が必要なんだ？
Because you're adorable.
君があまりにもかわいそうだからだよ。
Really? He is? Wait for me, Alice. I will come for you. Okay, I like this bad ending though. It actually means something. Oh, the Wizard's Roll Part 1. Read the Wizard's Roll Part 1 to the end. Till the end. So that was the achievement I got for finishing that bad ending. I'm assuming all the bad endings are like this then. Save file 2. What is the answer to Snow White's riddles? A mirror? A mirror? I contemplated what that might signify, but couldn't think of anything. Just, The The front door opened and Red Riding Hood walked in.
ただいま戻りました。
Something was wrong with the world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? Yes, the cutie Alice, yeah! But it was too dark, and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of déjà vu. If it wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. Just then I heard a rustling sound nearby, and a dark mass came rushing straight towards me. Reflexively, I squeezed my eyes shut and braced myself, but no impact came. Timidly, I opened my eyes to find a single black cat sitting at my feet. Hi, kitty. She rubbed up against my leg and meowed.
やあやあ、ヒロインちゃん。
Who's there?
僕は魔法使いです。
The what?
君は選択を間違えた。彼を救いたいのなら、もう一度やり直さないと。
Start over? What are you talking about all of a sudden?
あはは、やっぱりそう思うよね。なら、メイドの土産だ。教えてあげよう。君の役目は、ちょっぴり不思議で歪な物語をハッピーエンドに導くお姫様だ。君は王子様の理想でならなければいけないのに、なれなかった。
That's crazy though, like we got killed because we're not his type? That's so rude. I failed?
そうだ。だから、僕はこの物語をなかったことにする。
Oh. His cold hands wrapped around my throat and squeezed hard. I struggled desperately, but the more I fought him, the harder it became to breathe. The wizard basically tells you that he will do everything to keep you on the happily ever after route, while also acknowledging that you are doing it on purpose, bruh. So he can't, like, he's talking to the player, I'm pretty sure. I love fourth wall breaking. In this one, he's just straight up killing us without letting us talk at all. As my vision turned scarlet, I could see his empty eyes staring back at me. But for some reason, it felt like my impending death was hurting him most of all, and the thought made my heart ache. I cannot wait to do his route.
さあ、ここから本当の物語を始めよう。
I wonder what the wizard's bad endings would be like, because would he be there to tell us that we got the bad ending to his routes? I'm so curious. This one's kind of though. Okay, the wizard's role, part 2. And
漁師は
sorry.
妹にせがまれて
Dad. Dad? The word made me shudder. Something was wrong with the world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? But it was too dark and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of déjà vu. It wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. Just then, I heard a rustling sound nearby, and a dark mass came rushing straight towards me. Ah! Reflexively, I squeezed my eyes shut and braced myself, and no impact came. Timidly, I opened my eyes to find a single black cat sitting at my feet. Hi, kitty. She rubbed up against my leg and meowed. Huh. That's interesting. Bet it's Alice at the wizard's bad endings. Yo, then what? Who's at Alice's bad endings? The wizard again? Yo. But just as I bent down to pet her, something slammed into me from behind. Next thing I knew, it felt like my back was on fire. Ah! slowly turned around to find a man standing over me, dressed all in black. For some reason, his empty eyes made my heart ache.
ここまで自分を持ってしまうと、闇にも飲み込まれない。一つの物語に同じ登場人物はいらない。だから、負けた駒には、盤上から退場してもらわないと。
What do you mean duplicate characters?
次こそは本当の物語の始まりだ。
I'm so confused. I see the dev is not confused on how to end a bad ending. It was actually a 4D chess. It is! I'm so confused. Okay, so we're not strangled. He literally, like, killed us from behind? The Wizard's Role, Part 3. And then go back to save file number 1. And then I believe my save file is shit. So I'm going to have to reload and say a lot of things. Okay, I like to read too. It's because the walkthrough I'm currently using says do repeat above. What the fuck does repeat above mean? So I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna not follow that. I'm gonna follow the Steam walkthrough. Dude, the cat will be at Alice's bad endings, probably. Called it. I would love that. I would love for the cat to play a bigger role. I really hope the cat is not just like a mascot, but it actually has a purpose. That would be so fun. Self-deprecating. Snow White. Yes. 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 Okay, I'm gonna save here apparently. And I'm gonna buy him a how-to book. I walked to the how-to section and pulled the book from the shelf. Why does that matter? How to what? Then I'm gonna save here too. Why don't your parents expect you to take over the family business? Because my parents never existed to begin with. Something was wrong with the world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? It was too dark and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of deja vu. It wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. But the moment I came to a stop, I heard a light whooshing sound. What the fuck? The next thing I knew, I was lying on my back on the ground. Huh. My vision was red, and my chest was burning hot. Did you fucking stab? Did he like swing a hatchet at me? Someone was looking down at me. Help. I tried to reach out to him, but my body refused to cooperate. And he raised his foot and stomped down on my hand. What the fuck? Dude! The pain rendered me unable to speak.
さようなら。
Bruh.
次の物語では王子様を幸せにできるといいね。
I'm sorry I said my parents didn't exist. The last thing I heard was his hollow, emotionless voice. Bruh. The Wizard's Roll, Part 4. Continue this one. Because I'm not an only child, but after buying Snow White a how-to book, and then death apparently. Something was wrong with the world. Stop pointing fingers, Yurika! Yeah, it's your fault, girl. Something was wrong with the world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? But it was too dark, and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of déjà vu. It wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. Ah!
いい加減わざとなのかと疑っちゃうよ。
えへ？
かわいそうって言われたよ。僕はかわいそうなのかな？
Are you talking to me?
答えはないか？俺は何度も君を殺し、僕はいつか君に殺される。それでも私は君に付き従おう。
I see. The Wizard's Roll, Part 5. Alright, after this is the last bad ending. Wait, wrong. Fuck. This one. Not an only child. And then the answer is a mirror. Something was wrong with this world. As I ran and ran, the path was slowly enveloped in darkness and silence. Where am I? But it was too dark and I couldn't see any people or buildings. I felt a strange sense of déjà vu. It wasn't the first time I had felt this deeply mournful presence. Ah. I'm crazy curious about the wizard now. Right? Like, and I... What if I start playing both Grand Bazaar and Taisho's Alice at the same time? That's what I'm thinking. Like every day, just like 2 sets of games. Oh, we don't even know anything. He just straight up kill us in one hit. Finished reading Snow White. I've seen all the scenarios in the Snow White chapter, and I've seen the Wizard's Rule Part 6. So that was it. That's crazy. This is Alice, Snow White. I do wonder why they have to include like Alice in every single route though. Like, Alice is there prevalent in all the routes. As well as this picture here, we always see this in every episode. I really like this. His face like this is cute. I don't know if I like this better or the part where Yurika pulls him to be with her and go out touch grass. holding hands. Alrighty. Wait. Oh, that's the prologue. Alright, we finished Taisho's Alice for now, and should I advance on the wizard trade now? Actually, that's not a bad idea. If I want to start playing both Taisho's Alice and... Okay, let me think. Do I immediately continue with the wizard shroud? Because I could just like start playing Grand Bazaar and Taisho's Alice at the same time in one day. Because we still have 2 hours before I have to change game. That's enough for like a good playthrough of Wizard. Alright, I'm gonna go grab more water while thinking. And then when I come back, we'll see if I change to Grand Bazaar or we continue with the Wizard Shroud. Be right back.